Hey, what's up everybody? This is Osterberg501 and today I want to go over a bunch of new data mined information for Battlefield 2042. And again, this is all going to be coming from Temporeal on Twitter. I have his Twitter linked in the description and the pinned comment if you want to check these out for yourself. So first off, we have some examples for destruction events in 2042. So first off, the radio tower on Kaleidoscope. The structure on top of a skyscraper is approximately 25 stories high. It features snapping cable sound effects and event references similar to the rocket launch on Orbital. And you can actually see this building in screenshots and in some of the trailers that it's a big building in the center of a city, and there's a smaller radio tower that goes up super high above the building from the top. So it seemed like this top portion is what is going to be able to snap off and fall to the ground somewhere, possibly destroy sides of buildings or something like that. So just another possible destruction event. It's seeming like with how big a lot of the Battlefield 2042 maps are, that there are going to be multiple Levolution type events. This thing, the tornadoes, most likely every map is going to have a big one and then a few smaller ones. So next up, we have some of the traits and abilities for the remaining specialists. Here are some of the traits and abilities of the remaining 5 redacted specialists in 2042. Community members like Silver Falcon on Reddit have already figured out most details by analyzing trailers and lore. I just added a few snippets from the files regarding their skills. So first off, we have Sundance with a wingsuit and smart explosives, cluster bombs, EMPs, anti-vehicle stuff. Next, we have Espinoza with blast resistance, reduces damage from explosives, and ballistic shield, which features a bash-like melee weapon. We have Jiso Pak, probably butchered that. No information about acquisition, which would be the passive. Then AR scanner, augmented reality equipment. Not exactly sure what this would be either. Next, we have Constantine Angel. His passive is Samaritan, involves reviving and armor. So I'm assuming he's another one of the healers and probably has something to help around reviving. And then probably instead of healing, probably gives out armor is what I'd most likely assume. Supply bag connected to armor and ammo. So it's probably another way he gives out armor is through supply bags, throws it out kind of like the ammo bags from other battlefields, but his can also give armor. Then we have Navin Rayo, no information on his Trojan network, which is his passive. And then Signal Hacker seems to hack soldiers and vehicle drivers / gunners. So I'm assuming this would most likely be something like an EMP for another player or a gunner or driver or something, where maybe they either get stunned or all their electronics are gone. Probably it messes up your HUD in game as well. So most likely you wouldn't be able to see your ammo, your health, any of that stuff until the duration is gone, is what I'd most likely expect. Also keep in mind, these are just the launch specialists. There will be a new specialist with every season, and every season will last 3 months, so we'll get 4 seasons in the first year. And next up, we have one of the most interesting data mine things I have seen for Battlefield 2042, and it's for Hazard Zone. Your current extraction streak seems to be an integral part of Hazard Zone. Some of the possible benefits are streak bonus, streak discounts, and tactical upgrades. You might recognize the concept of temporary perk availability from the Dark Zone in Division 2. We have extraction streaks for Hazard Zone, streak bonus, probably more XP at the end of a round, streak discount, percentage discount on equipment prices, and there's a currency DMC dark market coins. Then requirement for perks. Hazard Zone features multiple tactical upgrades or perks, starting armor, faster healing, loadout insurance, etc. Perks come in different rarities and tiers and have streak requirements. Soldiers need a certain streak value to gain access to these perks. If your streak breaks, you'll probably lose access to the higher perks. So this is a really interesting system. So first off, there are streak bonuses like discounts. You can get these other tactical upgrades, more XP, etc. And with this, I'm assuming that you don't have to survive to leave. And that also adds a little bit more of Escape from Tarkov, Hunt Showdown, and less BR, because in majority of the battle royales, you want to be the last one to survive, and that's how you win. But in stuff like Escape from Tarkov, Hunt Showdown, and some smaller battle royales, you can actually do different objectives and then leave without dying, and being the last to survive isn't the big objective. So that's what these streaks are heavily telling me. Then past just getting the bonuses for streaks, which would most likely be you leave matches without dying, having to do some amount of objectives before leaving to also continue your streak. But then there's also the addition of all these different perks that I've talked about before, having different rarities and tiers and requiring different streak values to get these higher tier perks. So most likely what I'm thinking with this is there's going to be a base level of most or all the perks. So faster healing, starting armor, stuff like that. There would be a weaker version of these at the base level, so you don't need any streaks for that. You can still choose your different perks you want to go out with. But then there's higher rarity perks, higher tier perks that you need increasing streaks to actually be able to use for your next match. So say you're on a 5 streak, maybe now you unlocked a new tier of starting armor. So now maybe instead of having like 10 starting armor, you now have 15 or 20 or something like that. And then when your streak ends, you'll lose the access to those higher tier perks, but you're still able to get those base level perks. And I theorized before that some of these perks or tactical upgrades might be consumable. And I'm still 50-50 on that with this new information, because there's still a possibility that all of these tactical upgrades will be a consumable item that you have to buy or find. And then once you get to higher streaks, and if you have any of those higher rarity perks or anything, you're able to then use those. But like I said, 50-50 on that. It could go either way with this information, to where it could either be a static item, but now there's this streak mechanic into where the higher tier ones you can't get without the streaks, or it could still be a consumable item that just adds a bit more of that hardcore elements on top. And then we have some information on battle passes. So there's an interesting reference in the files regarding the battle pass of 2042 that are weekly missions. These missions have a certain battle pass value. Completing them might help you increase your battle pass level. The end of round screen allows you to view your progress. So this makes sense. A lot of games have daily and weekly objectives for their battle passes. Apex Legends also has something like this, but they unlock more and more of them as the battle pass goes. So if you're coming in late, you can do a lot more of these objectives at once to increase your battle pass levels much quicker. And it makes sense for this. And you'll also be able to view your battle pass progress and weekly mission progress at the end of the round screen, which just helps with tracking some of this stuff. Now, my biggest hope with the battle passes in Battlefield is that they're either not a ridiculous grind to complete them, or that they stay pretty much forever after you get them, like what Halo Infinite is doing with the battle passes in that game. Personally, I hate the massive amount of FOMO that comes with most battle passes for most games, where it's really hard to get through the 100 or 50 levels of the battle pass. It only is around for a few months and then it's gone forever. So you paid for something that's really hard to get everything out of, and then it's only there for a limited amount of time, almost forcing you to play that game for when that battle pass is out. And these games are going to have a battle pass at all times pretty much. With Battlefield as well, it's most likely going to be 3 months battle pass. Then right after that 3 months, a new one comes out for 3 months. So I'm really hoping that it's not going to be like a Call of Duty battle pass or a lot of other battle passes in gaming right now. So that's pretty much all I wanted to go over for some new data mined information for Battlefield 2042. So subscribe if you want to see more Battlefield or other FPS videos. Leave a like if you liked the video. Leave a comment down below what you guys think about all this new data mined information. And thanks for watching.